Hello everyone, my name is Michael and making computers are actually an hobby. And in this video, I'll be introducing to you the different components or parts that I'm gonna use or I have used to make my computer here. Alright, so the first component that I'm gonna introduce to you is actually the power supply. Alright, so I have a power supply here and we can say the power supply is like the stomach of the computer, which actually basically gives the energy that is required for different components or parts of the computer to run. And we can see in this type of power supply here is that it's a 650 B power supply, meaning that it has a 650 watts power system. And the second component I'm gonna use is actually the CPU, which I actually call the brain of the computer. Alright, so now in my case I have the 10th generation CPU, which is actually the 10105A, and this is actually Intel Core i3 CPU. Now someone would wonder, what's the F? And you know, when it comes to CPUs, we have F, we have KF, and we also have the K itself. Now in my case, the F stands for that this graphics card does not have integrated graphics card, meaning that I will actually have to use a separate graphics card. And in my case, I'm gonna be using the GT1030, which is actually made by Asus and Nvidia. All right. And we also have different types of letters, such as we can call the K. So the K actually means that this type of CPU actually is unlocked, and it supports overclocking. Now in this case, you also have to consider that the type of motherboard that you're gonna use should be able to support overclocking. And in this case, you have to look up for motherboards that have Z series, and also you can look up for different types of motherboards that actually supports overclocking. Now we also have CPUs that have KF. Now KF means supports overclocking, unlocked, and also does not have integrated graphics card. And we also have some CPUs that do not have any letters on them. So meaning that this type of CPUs actually they are actually unlocked and also have integrated graphics card in them. Alright, so the third component or part is actually what I call the system of the computer, or maybe we can call it the body system of the computer. And in this case, it's actually the motherboard. Now the motherboard actually in my case, I'm actually using the B460 Pro, which is actually made by Asus, which is actually the medium entry motherboard here in China with a very cost-effective price. And if you want to look up for this motherboard, I have a clear video for it in my TikTok here. You can actually check it through there. Hello guys, so the last part that I would actually like to talk about is actually the RGB lighting. So actually, just in order to make my computer very beautiful and good in appearance, I had to add in the RGB lighting system. And in my case, my computer has about 1, 2, and also another stripe here. And we also have about 6 fans that are actually controlled by this controller here. And they are all actually RGB fans. And the RGB fan, the RGB system is actually controlled by this remote control here. And basically, definitely, there are also different components such as the RAM. And in my case, I'm using DDR4s 266. And I'm also adding in other components such as SSDs for storage purposes. I'm also using my M2s because my motherboard supports M2, so I'm also gonna add in M2 for storage purposes. And you can also add in different types of storage purposes based on your specifications, such as the HDDs and different types. All right, so bye bye guys, and I hope we can view tech together.